You know, when I was younger, I thought that we all had to find that one big purpose or career that we would stick to for the rest of our lives, and we had to make that successful. But here's the truth. Some of us are just not built that way. And as I've gotten older, I've learned instead of fighting it, I've learned to embrace it. And that includes the fact that I've always been one of those with too many ideas, too many things I want to work on, projects, ventures, careers, passions, too many things I want to do. If you've ever felt that pressure of the expectation of just focusing on that one thing, but really you know deep down that you're a multi-passionate person, then this video is for you. And while we're on the topic of multi-passions, I am also going to take this opportunity to announce that I'm launching my Rose for Change podcast, but more on that in a minute. In my previous video, I realized I never really properly introduced what I planned for this channel. So on that note, I'm sharing videos of my insights and learnings working across strategy, storytelling, social justice, environmental sustainability, entrepreneurship, creativity. So basically, I'm one of those multi-passionate people. I'm an academic, an entrepreneur, and a storyteller. And I hope these videos help you make a big impact and create positive change in whatever it is that you're pursuing. So back to the myth of being sold this one big thing or one big career. I do think times have changed and notions of careers have evolved. But by and large, that has been the very traditional notion of a successful career. But the truth is, history is filled with multi-passionate and multi-talented people, from all the way back to Leonardo da Vinci to our current serial entrepreneurs. So I believe that the trick isn't to just choose one thing if you're one of those people like myself who have always had multiple interests and multiple pursuits. I believe the trick is really how to manage them effectively. I could probably talk about this topic forever on multiple videos, but for now, I have 4 simple tips to start off with. First of all, prioritization. Now, I kind of touched on this in my last video as well. So I think it's about knowing which projects or which pursuits or which ventures to prioritize at any given time. And I don't believe it's permanent either. I don't believe that, for example, if you have multiple ventures or multiple projects, that one business will always remain more of a priority than the others. I think you do need to learn to adapt to your circumstances at the time and what you need to focus or prioritize at the time. Another really practical and easy tip, I think, is time blocking. It's a really good way to stay organized and systematic and methodical, especially if you're one of those people that has ideas all over the place, which tends to happen to me a lot. And over time, I've had to learn to not stifle my creativity, but learn to be able to work through them in a systematic and methodical way, because otherwise, from a business perspective, things just wouldn't be efficient. So time blocking, whether it's, you know, which days or which hours you're working on certain projects or certain businesses or whatever it may be, research, I bring that in because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm also an academic. Or maybe it's time blocking the formats that you're working on. So, you know, is it that one day you work on admin, one day you work on your research, one day you work on batch filming your content, whatever it may be. And then the third tip, letting go of perfectionism. I do think that's very important. I did also touch on this in the previous video as well. I think you don't have to give 100% to every business or every venture, every project that you have 100% of the time. I think, again, you have to adapt to your circumstances. And, you know, life happens. We don't operate at 100% capacity 100% of the time. So also be kind to yourselves. Now, the fourth tip and my personal favorite is finding ways that those multiple pursuits, projects, ventures, businesses, whatever they be, can intersect or intertwine or align or somehow work together. That may not always be the case, but at my stage of life, I've found that that's what I need. I'm not at a stage where I'm okay with working on completely different random things. I do think that is fine and potentially also a good idea when you're younger, because you're still exploring maybe what your interests are and what you do want to pursue. But I just feel like at my stage of life, nearing my mid-40s, I have been able to connect the dots looking in the rearview mirror somewhat and see where interests and pursuits and ventures, or just whatever it is I have pursued, have somehow aligned or intersected, even if I have or haven't realized it at the time. And now I try to be more conscious of how I can make them align or intersect. At a practical level, it also just makes my workflow much more efficient. But at a bigger picture level, it also ensures that I am really working towards what I believe my bigger purpose is. So for now, those are my 4 tips on how to navigate being a multi-passionate or multi-talented person with potentially multiple pursuits. And on that note, as I mentioned, I want to take this opportunity to introduce the launch of my new project, the Rose for Change podcast. This is a podcast all about change, transformations, and pivots, but you can hear more about it in the next segment. Make sure to stay till the end, because at the end, I'll wrap up some thoughts and insights about navigating these multiple pursuits. Welcome to the Rose for Change podcast. I'm Rose, and this is a podcast where I'll be having conversations with people all about change, transformations, and pivots. Just as a way of background, this all originally started really as an Instagram project. About just over a year ago, I started a side project just out of passion, created an Instagram account called Rose for Change, where I had intended to solely focus on talking about career changes. Personally, I've navigated multiple career changes or transformations, or evolved my career trajectory over time. And I felt that I had a lot of learnings and insights to share in that department. But as the project went on, and also in line with the other work that I do and the research that I do, I thought it would be much more interesting to hear from other people as well and share stories of other people's changes and transformation and pivots. But for various reasons, and also due to having quite a pivotal year myself last year, with life experiences that I would say influenced my perspective, I thought it would be beneficial to broaden the topic beyond just career changes and really explore beyond just our careers, and include even how things that happen to us in life can change us or change our trajectory, and even explore our ability to change, and along those lines, ideas around rehabilitation and transformation. So that's what we're going to explore in this podcast. Okay, welcome back. So I guess I just wanted to wrap it up with saying that if you have ever felt torn between different paths, or wanted to pursue multiple things like projects or businesses, and thought maybe you couldn't, and thought maybe you're supposed to only choose one thing, just know that you're not alone. As I said at the beginning, I think the trick is that you just have to learn how to navigate it strategically. And if you want to hear more thoughts and insights on this topic, please let me know in the comments below. For now, see you in the next video.